High school football and volleyball is in mid-season form as teams battle for league titles. This is a challenging time for athletics in Northwest Ohio. With new leagues, budget constraints, and transfer rules grabbing headlines, it's a tough task to keep everything straight. Former Findlay Athletic Director and current OHSAA Assistant Commissioner Jerry Snodgrass is in the house to sort it all out as we go one-on-one. Let's talk a little bit about your career. 18 years. When I first came to town back in '99, you were down in Findlay as the athletics director, and now you're over at the OHSAA doing good things over there. How'd you get into athletics, and what turned you into this?
First of all, Joe, if somebody would have told me when I was in high school that we'll let you work your entire professional career in athletics and do what you do, right then and there I would have said, where do you sign up at? But it was just something that, I'm a Bowling Green graduate. I was an education major. I actually taught the physical sciences and sciences for a good share of my career, but loved the administrative side of athletics. And, it's really what got me from in the basketball coaching world, and I coach football also, but got me from the coaching world into the administrative side of things.
Findlay, a lot of success on the football field down there. Of course, Ben Roethlisberger, you're good friends with him. Just, what'd you think of your experience down there? 18 years.
And I was there, Joe, I was there 28 years altogether, counting my teaching career, but it was a wonderful experience. I have fond memories of the people that I worked with. I went through a lot of different superintendents, which you're bound to do, but they saw through my mistakes and let me grow, I guess you want to say, administratively, and probably has allowed me to continue. And 18 years as an athletic director, any of the athletic directors in this area will tell you that's a long time. It's a very, very tough job, very demanding job. So obviously I owe my family thanks, and I owe certainly the community itself thanks.
Ben's had a rough couple of years, but now he's married and he's doing well. You kept in touch with him though ever since he left Findlay, went on to Miami, Ohio, and won his Super Bowls and did his thing. And you went to his wedding this summer. Just give us an idea of the real Ben Roethlisberger, because I know him pretty well too. But just give us an idea about what he's like.
Following his career, and obviously I'm an NFL junkie, have been since I've been a kid, and seeing how media people especially, and I mean there's no question, they get paid to be in that limelight, and it goes with the territory, but seeing sometimes how media make an individual out to be, I'm always amazed at that. They can make him any way he wants to be, and it's just, he's a wonderful guy. I know he's had a bad rap on some things here and there, but most of that unfounded. I really believe that. Not my place at all, never have been in his personal life. That's, I'm coach to him. I mean, I was a coach. I wasn't a personal friend. It's a little different there. And but always have respected him, always respected his talent, always respected his ability to understand the game, and he has been wonderful. His family has been wonderful to me as well.
Let's talk a little bit about what you're dealing with now. A lot of stuff's going on, particularly in the Northwest Ohio area. There was an investigation with Whitmer, the whole recruiting, and that's a hot topic these days, not only in Northwest Ohio, but in the entire state.
One thing I can say about whether it's recruiting, whatever it may be, I don't think schools, and I'm speaking primarily for athletic directors when I say this, I don't think there are a handful anywhere that openly try to do something in defiance of the rules.
Sure.
I think you hear about this with the NCAA all the time, but the rules are complex. The rules are complicated.
Sure.
I think understanding the rules is more difficult than the fact that anyone out there is trying to openly violate them.
Well, and I wouldn't say that about anybody, but like I said, it gets so complicated, it's almost hard not to break a rule. And for instance, we had a Northview-Southview thing in Sylvania, where a coach can't even talk to, hey, where are you going to school? That's, you can't, you might be influencing a player in some way. Of course, the thing going on at Whitmer where, you have kids that are trying to go from one school to another. Have they established residency? Of course, the big thing is establishing residency. It would seem to me that it would be so hard to track and be you would get nothing else done in the OHSAA offices if that's all you did.
Well, and you combine that with, you take the school districts that are in the Toledo area proper, how much different they might be than the school districts in Southeast Ohio that are not urban. It's very, very different. And when you're asking schools themselves to self-enforce that with very limited staff, I don't necessarily, I go back to my original statement, I don't think athletic directors, and they're the primary ones that deal with this, you know, their hands are tied many times. I don't think they're openly trying to violate anything. I think it's just sometimes complicated. Plus, they have their hands full with their own districts.
Well, and a lot of things, too. You have a lot of single-parent families, and one parent might live on one side of the city, the other parent might live on the other side of the city, and say a kid wants to go live with his dad or move from his dad and live with his mom. You can get lost in the shuffle. I really believe that, and I think it hurts mostly the kids, because the kids deserve a chance to play. Correct.
And I think that, too, Joe, is what has led to so many of our rules. Every single year you see an addition of a rule or two, and almost every one of them have to do with transfer. They've come out of some legal case, some appeal at our organization, and as a result of that, you know, in some cases they've been loopholes. But the membership has been clear about trying to curtail those loopholes and try to make it, you know, we have to remember, despite this win at all costs, you know, world that we live in today, you know, people still have a belief that students should be playing for the school district and attending school where they reside. Right. So I think that's what the bottom line boils down to in our fundamental rule.
State of high school athletics in Ohio, how would you grade it?
You know, that's a good question. I think right now, personally, I think it's in a C category and being challenged time and time again. Jack Roberts, the commissioner of the Michigan State Athletic Association, has a wonderful article that he's published, and it deals with the challenges that high school athletics face. And actually, the title of his article is High School Athletics Lost and Found. And all of the great things that high school athletics stand for, we're tending to lose a little bit. But he identifies that when schools want to look at what creates morale, what creates enthusiasm, what draws students, you know, to become involved in their school more, people will go back and look at the great part that athletics plays in that, and athletics will come back. And I think that the non-school, we tend to throw it all in AAU or JO in volleyball, has gotten such a foothold that it's really changed the landscape of athletics. And I think that challenges us as an organization. I know it challenges each and every school and their coaches. And I'm here to tell you that I say this through and through, that we have some tremendous coaches. And I would say that in the Toledo urban area as well. Just because some of our schools don't have the best talent, we still have some of the best coaches that do that. And I think we should be begging them to stay involved with our kids, you know, rather than just give it up and let them go to the outside world.
Well, thankfully, we got guys like you in charge over there in Columbus doing the right thing. Jerry, I've known you for years. Congratulations. And before we leave tonight, Jerry's daughter, Katie, produces the 6:30 news here, and she does a great job.
I came here to see the world's best producer.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Jerry, thank you. I appreciate you coming in tonight.
Thank you, Joe.